This is a reading for client 10015. Hi. Hi. I usually don't put my face in the videos, but hi. Obviously. I had to. Oh, all right. So this is a contemplation spread. Should you or shouldn't you? And since I don't know what it is you're contemplating, I will give you my impressions of the cards and let you know, of course, what spirit and your own surrounding intuition and whatnot is telling you, mixed with a little help from my guides too, you know. Oh, all right. The cards are done shuffling. They usually, when they're done, they let me know. All right, let's take a peek. So, what we're going to look at is the situation. This is option 1, this is option 2, right? Potential outcomes, and then we'll have something that you might not know before making the decision, something that's going on inside. So, and I'll hold the cards up so you can see them. And these are Deviant Moon Tarot. Since you asked me to choose, I just had a feeling you might like these the best, because they're kind of fun, kind of dark, kind of cool. So, whatever you're contemplating, this is what happens if you do the thing that you're thinking about doing. Well, it's whatever this thing that you're thinking about doing is an emotional thing. It's going to it's going to make you switch your emotions up slightly. Oh, Knight of Cups. He's pretty rad, right? He's like the emo teenager of the deck. So if anything, this is something that will bring you to a younger state of mind. Sort of a not as guarded state of mind. It's like the logic of the adult brain kind of goes out the window. You'll be working more with emotion and intuition. But mostly emotion and, I'm going to be honest, a little depression. This is a little bit of a depression card too. Or at least just getting wrapped up in the depression. Like it sort of takes over. So that's also... Okay, I don't know what you're contemplating on doing, but this is a heartbreak card. This is something that will make you sad. There's a separation, there's an anxiety, but also on the flip side, this card's also about your truth. This is about speaking your truth. If you decide to do this, you're going to have to be super truthful no matter who it hurts, and especially even if it hurts yourself. Like it's one of those things that there's no getting around it. She's got daggers in her heart. She's definitely, this is it's a sorrow card. So what you're contemplating, I gotta be honest, so far, seems like it might make you a little depressed, a little bit sad. Again though, if what you're thinking about doing involves speaking your truths, these are things that come along with that. So these are things that are natural and human and inherent, and they have to happen. Yeah? And the third one, if you contemplate doing what you're doing, is there's going to be some regret. This is the card of spilled milk. So this is, people aren't going to be happy. People will not be happy with you. But it doesn't matter, other people. I'm going to take a peek at this for a minute because I would like some further insight. it's not going to be what you're thinking about doing may not be the popular choice, and people won't like that. But that's the thing about spilled milk. Like, why cry over it? It's just it's that phrase like, oh, I hope that makes sense. Don't cry over spilled milk. Don't cry over an accident. Don't cry over what can be done, like what can't be done. It's like poo-poo, you clean it up, you move on. So also this decision that you're making, this also tells me that even though there will be some moodiness and depression, a little bit of heartache mixed in with truth, you will, it's not forever, it's incredibly temporary. You'll move on. People will actually, in the long run, be more upset about it in the moment. But once it's done, it's done. Like spilling your beer, it's like, shit! And then it's like, oh, well, can I get another beer, please? It's the same thing. It's the exact same thing. Yeah, you know. So that's contemplating option number 1. Now, if you maintain the status quo, if you keep doing what you're doing and don't do this, this is what it looks like. These are what may happen. And remember, I've said this, I said it in my breakdown and whatnot. I always want to make sure that this is a snapshot of where it's at right now. The situation as it lies. So, whoa. And if not, oh girl. The star. Hope, hope, hope. If you maintain things right now as they are and don't make this decision, there's still going to be a lot of hope. There's still this distant goal that is incredibly attainable. I mean, it is attainable, but it's still a ways away. And if this is something you're thinking of quitting or thinking of giving up, just know if you don't give it up, or again, I don't know exactly what it is we're talking about here, but whatever it is that if you don't make this choice and you stick with things that are going on, you will reach your goal. You will have that beacon of light guiding you to the finish line. A lot of hope, but it is still far away. That's the thing you need to keep in mind. While, yes, it's attainable and most likely it will happen, it's still a ways away. Still a little bit of a journey you got left. That's okay though. And so, again, if we continue on this path, might be a little solitary, you know. It's almost like this guy builds his walls, his fortress, makes it tall and beautiful and like he wants, but then it's like, where'd everybody go? Definitely, this maintaining the status quo is maybe a lonelier route. I don't want to say, are you lonely right now? But there's definitely an air of unsatisfaction here. Dissatisfaction, I should say. But it's not a bad thing. That's another thing. It's so close. It's so, whatever it is that you are thinking about either leaving, walking away from, changing your tune, it's so close. Traditionally, this card, the 8 of Rods, is traditionally there's a guy and he's got like 7 rods in the ground and he's getting ready to stab that, you know, there's like that last one that's going in. So we're winding on the completion of something. Something's coming to an end, but just the first phase of it. So I'm telling you, like, I don't think. To me, it seems like a question of whether we give up or not, and this is not giving up or not leaving or whatever it is. But everything that's happening right now, you've built. I guess the bottom line is you've laid down what you need to lay down, and you're still working towards the thing that you want to get to, which is possible. But remember, it's not just around the corner. What may happen if you maintain the status quo? Same thing. Page of Swords. Swords are thoughts, communication, writing, beginning of a new project when it comes to writing or thought patterns. Also could be a little bit of idle gossip. You'll see things in a new light if you don't go. You'll be able to cut through bullshit quicker if you don't change your status right now. It's almost like your mind adjusts to the situation better. You'll be able to just see through things a little better. Now, my personal opinion from what I've seen, again, it's all, it's always an interesting puzzle when I'm not exactly sure what you're contemplating here. But from what I can see here, it's like you feel like with this situation that's kicking right now, as it is, it's like little stuck. Things are so far away. I'm trying to get through this shit. I'm trying to cut through bullshit. I'm trying to figure out there's a lot of truth. Like, what's the truth? There's still going to be a lot of that going on. And if you leave, it's like, I don't know why I leave, but if you do what you're contemplating, there'll be a little bit of regret. There'll be a little bit of heartache. There'll be a little bit of depression. But we haven't those are just the factors, right? So this is the outcome of what may happen, again, as it stands. What happens if you do what you're contemplating? You're going to fight yourself to the end. You're going to be, did I make the right choice? Did I cooperate? Is this all about cooperation? Who do I owe at this point? Like, it's about it makes me wonder if you're going to question whether or not you made the right choice. Because if you look, these two guys, it's like it's like two sides of yourself fighting. It's almost like the internal mind struggle that's like, well, for lack of a better thing, it's like, I want that cookie. I don't want that cookie. I really want that cookie. I do not want that cookie. It's the same thing, just like fight. Two sides fighting. So I understand that this choice that you're trying to make could be a difficult one. I think it might be more important than you maybe even realize. So if you stay the same and nothing changes, you don't make any sudden moves or choices. There's a lot. This is the Magician, and he's the shit. I love the Magician. Who doesn't? He's a magician. What this is telling me is if you stick around and maintain the way things have been going, you will have attained the tools to manifest things more in the direction. You'll have more control over your manifestation than you have had in the past. If you walk away, all this stuff, if you contemplate, if you make this choice, if you change the way things are right now, there's going to be a lot of drama, a lot of internal struggle, a lot of regret, depression. I could say it a million times because these cards, that's what they mean. Whereas over here, we're looking at a distant goal, the final peg, in building a house, cutting through bullshit, manifestation. So when you make this choice, you're actually choosing. This is more in control of your destiny if you stay how things are. But if you make your choice, you're going to contemplate whether or not you made the right choice, it looks like. It's going to be like, well, geez, did I do the right thing? Am I doing the right thing? Whereas here, it looks like if we kind of keep on the path we're on, it's like, I can work with this. And there's for some reason, for the Magician, this is the card of the actor to me too. So it's like the manifestation. There's an audience. I don't know. But he's always been like the Magician's an actor. If you look in the card, there's shadows in the background watching him. And he's got all the tools he needs. He's got his sword, which is his thoughts, his communication. He's got his rod or stave, which is passion, fire, vision. He's got his coin, which is earthly goods, work. And then he's got his cups, which is his emotions. So basically, this is like a balance of everything that's happening. This is how I see things coming together when it comes to personal control. So now, something that you would need to know before making the decision. I know I've laid this out and it seems pretty like scary or not so scary, depending on how you look at it. But this just tells me that you have a lot of anxiety about perhaps making a change in whatever you want. What you might need to know, Judgment. I love these cards. They're so beautiful. Now, everyone freaks out about Judgment because they're like, oh my gosh, Judgment, somebody's gonna judge me. but they're not. This is just like seeing your past life sort of float away, meaning like, you know, you hit a certain age and you no longer do some of the things you normally did. Meaning like, you're 12 years old, you don't play with dolls. You know, that's my past life. I used to play with dolls. I don't do that anymore. So basically what this is telling me is what you need to look at in order to make this decision is who you want to be. What do you want to let go of that can make you be who you want to be right now? There's some aspects of yourself that are no longer serving you. When you can start to recognize what those are, you're going to be able to make this choice a lot easier. You'll stop fighting with yourself and things will be good. Because those aspects of yourself that are holding you back are actually these doubts of like, whether do I make this change? It's time for you to take a long, hard look at who you are, who you want to be, what no longer serves you, and then wave goodbye to them. Like, it doesn't have to be like, rah. It could be, it's very respectful to acknowledge who you were versus who you are and who you want to be. It's such a human thing to do that. And not everybody does. This is a card, you know, this is evolution. This is shedding the carcass of what we used to be so that we can be who we are. So that's really kind of the card to meditate on when you make this decision. Like, who am I? Who do I want to be? Because when you figure out who you want to be, really, your choice will be made for you. This anxiety that's coming along with this choice will go away. You know? It's pretty clear that you're on the path to figuring out really what you really want. And you're so close. You know? You're so close. Yeah. Interesting. It's so black and white. But not really. Nothing in tarot is really black and white. There's a lot of gray matter. I don't know if I told you what all the cards were. Knight of Cups, 3 of Hearts, 5 of Cups. Then over here, the Star, which is a major arcana card. This also, let me also tell you this real quick. Well, I'll finish that. The Star, 8 of Rods or Wands, Page of Swords. And on the second level, potential outcomes is the 2 of Swords versus the Magician. And then what you need to know about yourself, or what you need to know about the situation is Judgment. You can't be worried about that shit either, about what people think. Because this is all about you, this one, and who you want to be. Don't worry about what people see you as, because you are you. You can be whoever you want to be. Very, very, very clear on that. So major arcana cards versus minor. I'm from the Midwest. We say arcana. It's probably arcana. So the minor ones are just very earthly, like human things. But 1, 2, 3, we have the Star, the Magician, and Judgment, which are major arcana cards. And that means more esoteric, things that are unseen, things that are outside of us. So these are like major themes that run deep, esoteric, versus just, you know, mundane stuff. Whereas like if we look over here, we have like, you know, human depression, human, I'm kind of sad, human regret, human, I'm indecisive. Where over here it's like you're almost, the Star is like it's so close to soul evolution. These are about soul growth, you know? And Magician, this is a soul thing. This is my soul can manifest, as opposed to just, you know, oops, I spilled milk and now there's regret. I feel regret. Like, that's so surface, whereas opposed these are just like deeper issues. And then down here, Judgment really is. It's so close to evolution. It's almost the last card of the major themes. I hope that makes sense. So when you look at all this stuff, I guess the main thing is figure out whoever you want to be, you have the power. It's really just time to decide who you want to be is kind of the answer to this, because you got a lot of good stuff on your side when it comes to reaching your goals and just kind of being overall mesmerizing. You can pull in a lot of people right now, being yourself when you decide who that is. Yeah. And if you have any questions, please send me an email. I'm happy to clarify. Yeah. And other than that, thank you so much for purchasing a reading, and sending you nothing but love. See ya.